Welcome to Jackie Lamb. Yeah.
Hey guys, I misspoke a couple times today, so when I'm talking about scripture and I say slaughtered, I mean to say strangled. Hi friends! I am on the way home from work right now, and it was a good day for the most part. It was a little different day because the mom was doing pickup, so I only did like drop off and then hung out with the younger two all day, but it was a good day. They were good overall. Got a lot done. I've been doing a lot of research lately because so I don't know how much I want to say yet because I'm still thinking about it and like digesting, which is kind of funny because it's about a diet-ish. So basically I do a Bible study. I recommend you do it. It's amazing. But within it, I keep seeing different things coming up in scripture about, you know, like animals and certain unclean foods, and it got me thinking about like which foods those were. And obviously, I mean, I talked to you guys a couple days ago about the whole vegan thing, and like obviously I don't like the way animals are being raised, more so grown, and the way that they are turned into what we eat. Obviously that can be done very inhumanely. However, I do eat meat, and it just got me thinking like which ones are clean, which ones are unclean, and because of that I started to research it, and I listened to a sermon today of this guy talking all about it, and then scriptures came up, so I researched the scriptures that he was talking about, and I just kind of felt really convicted about like I'm not too far off from the Bible's like very detailed about things that we should be eating and we shouldn't, and they all actually make very scientific sense. God is smarter than all of us, so like he knows what he's doing. He said it for a reason, and I wasn't too far off from what scripture says is okay to eat and not okay to eat. I still have a few questions about certain things, and another thing I'm slightly convicted about is the way the meat is taken. Although it would be a clean animal, we're also not supposed to be slaughtering them, and like the way it's killed makes a difference. So I don't know, it's kind of hard. Like, I do believe, because I believe the Bible and because I've been researching it and studying a lot of scripture, that animals were meant to be eaten. Not all of them, but some of them were meant for food if they are killed in the correct way and in a clean way, and they're a clean animal, because there is a difference in clean and unclean according to scripture. And so, you know, just all that, I'm just kind of trying to siphon through. Basically, I want to align myself with what the Bible says about diet, and the way that we eat now. Had we stuck to what God said, we wouldn't have, I would say, 90% of the issues that we have with diseases and cancers and all that stuff. We wouldn't have them if we had stuck to the meal plan that God provided, and, you know, avoided all of this new processing stuff and stick to fruits, vegetables, grains, nuts, certain fish, certain meat. You know what I mean? Like, if we had stuck to that, we would be fine. But it's all the extra stuff that we've made on our own chemically, and different foods that we weren't, different meat sources that we weren't supposed to be eating, different sea creatures that we weren't supposed to be eating. You know, that just, we're not supposed to eat those for a reason. And I'm guilty of it. Everybody is. Well, I mean, I guess kosher Jews maybe are not guilty of it, but you know, it's not like I'm better than you at all, because I'm not, and I still eat stuff that I should not eat, because this is a reflection of it. It's just the truth. I'm not being down on myself. It's just the truth. What you eat for a lot of people will manifest in a physical way. Some people are skinny fat, so they can eat whatever they want and they look skinny, but they're not healthy. it is possible to have a skinny, slender body but still have a large percentage of fat on you. So I don't know, I'm just kind of sifting through thinking about all of it. I've been listening to a lot of like vegan stuff and all that, and although I agree with the moral aspects of it, I also think it would be very difficult to do for me personally because of the way my diet is. I eat so few things, and I don't like a lot of things, and I don't like mixing things, and I'm just a weirdo like that. But on top of that, I don't fully agree that we shouldn't be eating animals, because why would the Bible talk about eating animals and saying which ones are okay to eat and which ones aren't? And why, like, it from in Genesis, the first couple chapters, think like once you got to chapter 2 or 3 with Cain and Abel, they were taking lambs and to be sacrificed. So obviously the animals were being killed in some method, and they were eating them from the very beginning. Back in Adam and Eve, they weren't, because they didn't need food. It was a, you know, enjoyable thing. And then the fall of man, and then everything changed. So I mean, people can't be like, well, what would Adam eat? Like, Adam didn't need to eat. He could eat the fruit of, you know, the trees in the garden, except the one that we decided to eat from. So, you know, it's just kind of, I just want to pray about it and research and, like I said, align myself with what God says and sift through the true information versus what we worldly, you know, not make up, but what we worldly make as a priority or pervert or twist. Because a lot of the stuff vegans are saying, especially the passionate ones who are trying to make a difference and trying to win people to their beliefs, I don't agree with everything they're saying. I agree with a lot of the major parts, and I agree that the majority of their nutrition and their diet is very beneficial. I mean, that's fact, because they're eating a lot of the stuff that God said we're supposed to eat. So, and they're cutting out a lot of the stuff that we're not supposed to eat. But I don't think it's a full, well-rounded diet. I think it's twisted into, I don't know how to word it, and I don't want to offend anybody, because blah blah blah, but at the same time, like, I've said it many times, this is who I am, this is what I believe. I try to be a biblically based woman, and that doesn't make friends a lot of the time. It is what it is. So yeah, just thinking about it, sifting through, deciding what I want to do. Step 1, I need to eat more vegetables because they're so hard for me to eat. I think if I just like ground them up in like smoothies and just pretend they're not there, then I'll get the nutrition, but I won't have to like taste them, because I just can't. They're yucky. I'm also considering switching my milk source in my coffee. I'm just really not sure. I'm thinking about maybe coconut milk. Like, do I have stuff in my teeth this whole time and not nobody told me? Oh my God. Excuse the stuff that I had in my teeth this whole time. This was real, folks. I'm still trying to like sort it out in my head, and like I said, I want to align myself with what scripture says, not what one side or the other says, because this is the lifestyle they chose and are passionate about. That's great, but if you're not biblically aligned, then that's not what I want to do. Does that make sense? I don't really even eat that much meat, to be really honest. I will eat chicken in a certain way, because I'm picky. I will occasionally, like, it used to be like once or twice a month, now it's even less. I will eat steak, and then I used to eat all the time, like hamburgers and chicken nuggets and all that crap, but like obviously that's not produced very well, so that's not really, you know, like a lean meat that I'm talking about. I used to eat turkey occasionally, but every time I would eat it, I wouldn't feel good, like it wouldn't process well with my body. So that's the other thing too. Everybody's body is different, and it is. And there are certain guidelines we should probably all, you know, run along. But at the same time, I mean, God created a wide variety of fruits, vegetables, and animals for a reason. You know, it's not a one-size-fits-all shoe. So, speaking of shoe, I have shoes when I get home. The shoes I ordered the other day, ooh, they're here. Can't wait. But I think I'm gonna head to the grocery store super quick because I need to get greens. Thinking about getting coconut milk to try it out in my coffee. And then I have my laundry here, so I'll have to put that away when I get home. Quentin will be home, and I'll get to see my shoes. And today's supposed to be my rest day. I was sick the other day and didn't work out though, so I'm contemplating working out anyway, but I just don't know. That's beautiful. That's just great. There is a Hustler sign on the bus station. Great. Just great. That's what all of the men and women and kids need to be seeing. Great. Oh, that was the other thing. The thing that like really started me on this was like that verse that I kept coming across. It was worded pretty much the same every time I came across it. I'm reading in Acts right now if you were curious. So the scripture that I kept coming across was to stay away from food that was offered to idols, meats that were slaughtered, stay away from blood, I think one other thing, and sexual impurity. And the thing to me that kept striking me was like, if this is repeated more than once, it's obviously important, because God wouldn't put it in the Bible once if it wasn't important, but he sure wouldn't put it in the Bible multiple times if it wasn't important. So that's one. Two, I feel like in the Christian mind of many denominations, sexual impurity or sexual immorality is like on your top, you know, top level of like, ooh, that's a bad sin, you should avoid that sin, like that one's the naughtiest, you know what I mean? Like there are certain things, and I'm not saying it's true, because to God all sin is equal, we all fall short of the glory, we all need salvation, like that is the point of Jesus. However, in a Christian's mind, because we're human and that's just how we like to categorize things, that's on the top of the list of like, that's the worst thing ever. Well, if it's in the same sentence and falls last in the sentence of the thing that keeps being repeated to avoid and not do and stay clear of, why do we hold sexual immorality so high and naughty, and yet we just like totally ignore the rest of the verse of like, you know, like not eating food offered to idols and not eating unclean food? Like we're just like, that's old stuff, but don't do the nasty, like don't do that. Like that makes no sense. And I get it, everybody's like pick and choose what they want and they're gonna, you know, this and that. Like I get it, but at the same time, in my head, that's kind of what convicts me, is like, I've always thought of that as like like I've told you before, I was a virgin until I got married, so it's in high, I hold it as a high priority for that to be important to me. And if I hold that high, then why do I not care about the rest of the verse? Like, why would I be like, but that's all whatever? Granted, I was not in the past doing a Bible study really at all. If I did, very rarely, let's just be real. I also was not doing an as in-depth Bible study as I am now, so I probably never came across the scripture, and if I didn't come across the scripture on my own, I was never told it. So that's why you should be doing your own Bible studies, by the way, so God can speak things to you personally and you can read things and discover things yourself, and you can check people on making sure that what they're saying is what the Bible actually says. And that's how you don't fall into the trap of somebody taking a piece of a scripture or even a whole verse and twisting it to what they want it to say, as in taking it out of context, instead of taking it for what it really is and then knowing straight from God's mouth what he wants you to do or not do. So, but yeah, I've rambled on forever about this, so I'm probably gonna go now. I might check in one more time just to show you my shoes, maybe, but I'm about to go to the grocery store, pick up my few things, and then I will head home and do everything I already told you. Hi friends, so I'm kind of bummed out because I opened my box of shoes, which was kind of a smaller box than I was thinking would fit all the shoes in it. Turns out there was only one pair of shoes in it. I ordered 5 pairs of shoes. So now I'm like, where are the rest of them? Because the outside of the main box said, it had like written on, like with Sharpie, number 1. I was like, okay, well that kind of leads you to believe there's more than one box. And obviously if more shoes weren't in this box, there has to be other boxes, right? Well, the tracker, there's only one tracker, and it says that it was delivered because that one pair was delivered. And I got them from Payless, and Payless, when they sent it out, sent an email saying that my entire order shipped and sent the track that I followed that said was delivered. So now I'm like, where are the rest of my shoes? When should I expect them? And will they be coming in 4 other large boxes like that? I'm just bummed out because I thought all of them were going to get here and they weren't. The good news is the one pair that I was planning to wear the one pair that I was planning to wear to the wedding were the pair that arrived. So that's the good thing. All the other shoes are like, I like them and I can wear them to wear different dress up outfits with my summer dresses and whatever. But like the pair I needed by when I leave on Friday, I guess it's next week, but the one I needed to get here before I leave came. So at least that's good, and the rest of them can take a while and it'll just annoy me, but it's not like the end of the world. If I didn't have those, I'd be like, what am I gonna wear? Oh my gosh, whatever. So I guess the best pair necessary arrived, and yeah. So Quentin is gone because his friend had a bad day, and so he needed a friend to talk to. So Quentin's being a good squirrel and going to hang out with him, and it's kind of a bummer for me because I wanted to be home with him, but if I was his friend and wanted or needed a friend, I would hope that he would come. So he's a good squirrel. So yeah, I'm just going to chill out for a while. That's pretty much it. I'm going to sign off for today. Love you guys so much. See you tomorrow.